Hey guys, welcome back to Yes Users podcast. This is the second part of our conversation with Mr. Abhinav Chokhavatia. If you missed the part 1, you can find the link for the same somewhere in the description. Let me tell you about Abhinav. He founded Zatun, an award-winning game development studio known for its innovative VR experiences and captivating game titles. As a director of Hello Metaverse, he is now at the forefront of integrating cutting edge technologies like blockchain and AI into the gaming universe. So get ready for an engaging conversation as we welcome back Abhinav. Abhinav, welcome back again to our Yes Users podcast.
Yeah, hi, Avinash. Thanks for having me back again. I hope I can add to what I've already shared last time.
I understand that you have some upcoming news to share. There's a game that's going to be launching soon. Probably by the time this podcast is published, it would be launched. So please tell us about that.
Right, so I think we'll be announcing the game that we are currently working on. And I think the game will, of course, be launched. I think that quite a while. I think it's not going to be launching this year. But we'll be announcing the game in the coming week or the coming weeks. And the game is called SCP Project Noma. And it's a game that we are planning for PC and console. And the game is based on the SCP Foundation. So the SCP Foundation is a very famous kind of horror. I think you can call it a franchise, right? And we are working on a game in this genre. And it's our first horror game that we are working on. And this game kind of combines the psychological horror, it combines atmospheric, it combines a lot of different things, right? So we are trying to bring everything under, merge different elements and kind of create a unique experience.
Oh, wow. That's completely makes sense. So before we proceed further, I want to talk about your recent success at, FICCI Frames BAF
Right.
Awards. So tell us about what is this award, to whom it is granted, and I believe it was awarded to you for Down and Out.
Right. So I think, yep. So yeah, I think we won 2 awards back to back. So first award that we won was the IDMAI Internet and Mobile Association of India Award, right? And that award was for I think best innovation in gaming. Sorry, that's many awards that we have won. I'm going to check which one was it, right? And the second award, the one which we won the week later, was the FICCI BAF Awards. So both are pretty prestigious because Frames BAF Awards is run by FICCI, which is government's media and entertainment kind of department. And it's not just games. They work with the entire AVGC sector, animation, video games, comics, VFX, everything. This awards happen once every year, and they give it to the best participants in the different departments.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about the game Down and Out. What challenges you face? What's the story of this?
Right. So before I started that, so Down Out won the best console game category at FICCI BAF Awards, and it won the best innovation in gaming at IAMAI Awards. Right. So that's what the awards were. Now for Down Out, I think we never planned. I think I kind of touched a bit during the last podcast as well that we didn't kind of plan to make a game of this type. It just happened that we were brainstorming different ideas and we came across this. So when we started on the game, COVID happened, and so we started working on the game sometime in Jan of Feb 2020, and then COVID happened and a lot of things got off plan. So we finished the game sometime in August of 2020, but again, we were not happy with the game. So the first version of the game was ready by 2020 August. We're not happy with it. So we kind of pushed back again. We kind of added new elements to it and then got the game ready by June 2021, right? And at that time, we didn't think to have the game on other platforms. At that time, we were just thinking at Rift S and maybe Quest 1 or Quest 2. But then we also thought of why not go for PlayStation VR and also go on Quest. So the idea was to release it didn't make sense to release the game on one platform each. So while the Quest and the PlayStation would take time, so we decided to release a game on Steam and Oculus, and then release a game on other platforms late next year. So we became PlayStation developers, and we started working on the PSVR one. The game was very good. We also talked with a couple of people. They were interested in marketing the game and everything. But then what happened was the PSVR two was gonna come out next year in 2023. So then the big question was, should we launch right now, or should we wait next year to launch? Because if you launch right now, it didn't make sense to again launch or update the game for a new platform next year, because there would be no uniqueness factor to it. So we then decided to wait for almost around 9 months to a year. We got the PSVR 2 headset when it launched. We could not get it sooner, after trying a lot. And we got the headset. We got the game working on that. The game was ready. Meanwhile, we were also working on Quest 1 and Quest 2 on updating the game for those platforms. Because still this is literally a PC game. Porting the game on Quest 2, which is a mobile sort of a device, was a bit difficult. But we managed to do it. And finally, we got the game out on the 4 platforms. So looking back, I think maybe we should have waited and launched everything at once. But then that would have been a very long wait time. And also, because the game was out, I think people were excited to have the game on other platforms as well. So if you look at it, that the game time frame was a very long window because it came on so many platforms. Also, had we got the, headset before, things would have been different. Had we decided to, release the game or work on the game when the PS2 came out, things would have been different. I mean, we didn't plan it this way. That we would, because we didn't know that PS2 is coming out next year. Because the moment a new console or a new update is announced, I think more focus goes towards that.
Wow, that's really interesting. This is something which is hard for me to understand a lot of times. Like, they are console games. There's a hardware jump from PS1 to PS2. But
Right.
Why is that developers need to port their game from one platform to another platform, right? Is the hardware specifications different? Are they written in a different operating system? Why is that?
So I think, each and every platform that you're looking to develop the game on, you need to have a different kind of sort of project for that. PSVR 2 is a world apart from PSVR 1, right? In terms of a lot of different things. Not just the hardware, the software, the way the entire thing works. Quest 2 is a lot different from Quest 3, which came out last year. So each and every console, each and every headset is different. Each and every SDK for that headset or console is different. The submission process is different, because you cannot submit that producer submit in a game. You cannot say that I'll submit a game to an X platform for 3 different versions. You have to submit a game for each different version. Right, and you have to submit a game for each region. So suppose that, if you look at India, we have maybe North, South, East, West. If I want to release a game on all 4 regions, I need to submit a game on 2 versions for all 4 regions. Yeah, so I think that's just with PlayStation, but with Quest and other things, it's not that much. But you do need to submit the game. Even though Quest 2 and Rift Test and the Meta, the submission process for them is the same, but it goes a bit different. You cannot submit the same build. You need to have a different store page. You need to have a different build for both. Right. It's like iOS and Android, right?
Yeah, see, this was the confusion. So there are some games which are available for PS5, and there are games for which are available for Xbox One. So I wanted to understand, is the architecture so different that one game, it takes a lot of efforts to port game from one platform to another. Right. So that brings me to how the console game marketing works, right? So, and as a developer, you have developed the game. Then, do you market that game yourself, or do you have to hire third parties? And also, what shift do you see when now more and more games are getting downloaded from the official stores? Nobody's going out and buying the CDs, right?
Right. So I think the marketing is a totally different ball game, and you have to start marketing a lot sooner. And so we did internal marketing. We hired a marketing person as well. We did a lot of social media marketing. We also work with a PR company as well. So we work with different people because It takes a team to, even in market to push the game on.
So essentially, like, if I want to sell a game in the US, right? Would you go and have tie-ups with like, GameStop or, other companies who are in this area? Or is this something handled by some third party altogether?
So I think it depends on which platforms the game is released, and the game will go on Steam. And for Steam, then again, you have to market it differently. If the game is on iOS or Android, then you need to work with different PR agencies. If the game is for, say, console, then you need to work for the different PR agency that is experienced in that. If you work with VR, you have different PR agencies or PR people or influencers who work with VR. So again, it's divided according to the platform. Now there's a single agency that might work on everything. Or you might need to contact different people for different things. The way it works is that you can either do it yourself, you can market the game yourself, you can go to social media, put out press releases, contact influencers, and stuff like that. Or you can hire a PR agency, kind of do it for you.
Makes sense. And this is something I always wanted to explore. Is that with the advent of generative AI, right? Now people are claiming that we are going to have NPC, right? For people who don't know this term, it means non-playing character.
Yeah.
They can have a full backstory, right? Right now, the NPCs that we get, they're pretty mundane, right? They're pretty defined. With the advent of ChatGPT, people are claiming that NPCs can be a full-blown characters. You can have a lot more dialogue with them, which wasn't possible earlier. So, what are your thoughts on leveraging generative AI as a game developer?
So we are already using certain AI tools for, be it concepts or be it game backgrounds or be it, some parts of the development process. We haven't explored the NPC part yet, probably because we haven't worked on games that have NPCs such detail. I think the previous game are not there, right? So that had a number of NPCs. But again, I think if it makes more sense if you're working on a role-playing game, or if you're working on a game that has that is more story-based. If you're working on an action fighting game, I think it doesn't make much sense. And also, I think while I agree that it could be that NPCs might could do a lot more with AI, but then you'd also need to work on the the animations. You also need to work on the dialogue. You also need to work on the voiceover. You also need to work on the story part of it, right? Because you need to figure all of that out. Because you don't just have an NPC going inside a game and just speaking something. It has to make sense, right? Someone has to give that voice to that NPC. Someone has to give a story to that NPC. So, that there is a process involved for that.
Right, absolutely. So that's exactly what people are hoping, right? So what would happen is that they will have. So right now, you can't have an active dialogue with an NPC, right? So whatever is predefined, you can have that set of interactions. Right? You can't have a open dialogue with the NPC. So now what people are hoping that would happen in the future is that you have given the story to the NPC,
Right.
and like generative AI knows that this is the story, and now you just tell generative AI that act like this person, right? If a question is asked from a person with this story, with this background, right? What answer would you get, right? And then that answer would be automatically converted into audio, and that will be directly delivered to the user. So right now we can just have like predefined conversation with the NPC. In future, we would be able to have like open-ended conversation like people are having with chat GPTs, or like to be more precise, character.ai, right? So on character.ai, you can go and you can interact with as many characters as are available there. So now people are seeing that NPCs will be probably going in the same direction.
Yeah, but even if you have, so there's a difference between a character, someone speaking something or someone typing something, and the character speaking and replying. Because how would you, even if you have the AI kind of give you the answers, right? How would the character speak, right? Someone would have to do the animations part, right? Someone would have to, ring it. Someone would have to give the voiceover.
Right. So see, that's what they're saying, that there won't be need of voiceover because the AI will generate the voice itself.
You know,
So,
but what
right. Right.
right? Because you cannot have the AI just, with mouth closed, right?
Right.
So we're just speaking with our head moves, our mouth moves.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, it needs to go a lot more detail.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. No, there are a lot of AI tools in this direction, but yeah, see, that's what the convergence people are seeing. Talking about technology, there's this technology that I've seen so many places, right? But I don't know about this technology. So would you care to explain us about Unreal Engine? Because we see it at so many places. What is this technology, and how does game developer use this?
So, Unreal Engine is mostly used for game development.
Right.
See, the part of game development, it's used in serious games. It's used in a lot of animation now, a lot of, I think, VFX as well. It's one of the, so if someone is making a game on console, even for high-end phones, Unreal Engine is a good bet. If someone is looking for more, I think, stylized game, a game which is more easily portable, right, to lower devices, then I think Unity is a better answer.
So, Abhinav, as you are now well aware of, we have a rapid fire round. So, are you ready for it?
Yeah, then we
Awesome. Okay. What are your opinion on bugs? Should you just squash yourself, or do you rely on QA, yeah, quality assurance, or QA?
I think we should rely on QA.
Right. Okay. Now the next question is level design. Open world or handcrafted experiences?
I think open world.
Okay. The next question is on sound design. Subtle immersion or bombastic action cues?
Immersion, I guess I will put immersion.
Great choice. Next question is, what are your opinion on art style? Realistic graphics or striking artistic graphics?
I think depends on the game and all that.
Right.
I think after the game that has some art styles I think are very fun to play with, right? I think
Yeah.
the game.
But yeah, you gave a great answer, because see, this is something even confuses me most, because if you look at like a movie like Avatar, you will have like very artistic direction taken there. Or if you look at the VFX in movies like Dune, right? So like they look so realistic that that just doesn't even feel that VFX is involved, and I think right that kind of really makes sense. Okay. Next question is on physics. Realistic simulation or fun arcade-like feel?
Again, I pursue on the game, right? Because they both some their own purposes, but realistic physics would be, that would be something. Yeah.
Right. That brings an end to our rapid fire round. As we are running out of time, I'll have like two questions to ask. What are your thoughts on monetization, right? Because I know you have been dabbling in all type of monetization models. Uh, what do you prefer? Upfront purchase or free to play with in-app purchases?
So personally, I would prefer premium games which have a single time fee, and because that makes it a lot more easier. Because for free to play games, I think you require someone who is very good with the game economy, someone who really understands monetization, because that is something that has to be inbuilt in your game design. That is something that has to be inbuilt during the development process. It's not something that you can just add it at the end that, hey, you know what, I'm going to give 20 points and this 20 coins can buy like 20, I don't know, gems or 20 items at the store. That doesn't work like that. You need to kind of inbuild everything inside the system from day one. And that requires, I think, a lot more of understanding of the game economy, the game itself, the game design, everything.
Great answer there. And that brings me to the human part of the games that we are developing, right? A very important part of developing a franchise or developing a property is managing the community behind that game. So what are your learning experiences, the biggest learning experience that you have had so far that you would like to share with your fellow entrepreneurs?
So yeah, I think, probably I think community is important and it takes a lot of effort to build up. And the thing with us is that, we have been going from one game to the other. Like we have been dabbling in a lot of different games and they all were different. and they all were, the game that we were working right now is completely different from the ones that we have worked with. So I think it takes time, and I think I would probably, because it's something that we have not been doing much, we haven't been paying much attention to it, but I think that is something that requires a lot of attention, and especially because if you can nurture a community, if you can kind of what do you call that, engage with them, I think then you have an audience right there.
Thanks for that answer. Great insights there. So what are your thoughts on agile development versus waterfall development for developing games?
So, I'm not a developer, but I think we have used both, and I think we prefer agile. I think it's a lot better way to kind of get things done.
Absolutely. So, Abhinav, thanks a lot on coming to the second part of the podcast. As usual, it was really entertaining and enlightening.
Thank you, Avinash. Thanks a lot. I hope I was able to add some value to it, and I hope your listeners maybe get some idea on what game industry is. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm sure they will.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
That brings us to the end of part 2 of our podcast with incredible Abhinav. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for more insightful conversation like this with industry leaders. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with your friends and family. Until next time, keep exploring and keep listening to your users.